Hey you! This is the Breakfast Mix. Join Kamare Sarah Kamara and Brigitte Dalton Sase every Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. live on 97.1 FM Fry Radio in Freetown, Bow, Kennemore, McCaney, and Connor. You can also join us live on our various social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at Radio Fry, and as well on our website www.fryfry.life. Come experience authentic and open conversations on everyday realities, and also get the opportunity to share your personal stories. They talk about everything, and I mean everything. You name it, they talk about it. Join us on Mondays to Fridays on 97.1 FM Fry Radio.
Yes, indeed. Join us Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Fry Radio 97.1. The program where they come to you from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And me on voice, Wade Yagiso, Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And I'm Brigitte Dalton Sase.
Welcome to another beautiful morning and welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Mix. Time check almost to the clock right now, 5 minutes after 9. And today, now Wednesday, the 20th day of July, 2022. You know, we're still there inside the month of July and still talk about issues surrounding family. And today, again, just another interesting topic. So just like how Una being, the phone line being jam-packed yesterday, make sure say Una, just stay tuned because today, we'll go one guest inside the studio. We'll go one guest, but not so like a new guest. When I guess don't come in previous shows, and we get them back here today. When I've been falling in love with them, this one even walk away with stop up.
I did tell you
because of the way he talked, the way he handled the conversation. But before we get down into the conversation, before we introduce this week's guest here, so let me just take a look at the verse of the day for today, and the verse of the day actually comes out from with me. Okay. Oh, this bridge, I think, for help me this
okay.
side.
It's actually supposed to be from Ephesians.
Yeah, Ephesians.
I'm trying to find it. Ephesians 5:28 to 29.
Yes.
And it's supposed to say, in the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. Indeed, no one ever hated his own body, but he nourishes and cherishes it.
Yes. I think that is self-explanatory. We no need for dive into that because the way you like yourself, you did not wish I do everything good for your body. And the same way God self the command you will make you do the same thing to you woman. But we'll now continue for stay tuned to Radio 5 97.1. We get for there until 11 o'clock. And today on topic, I don't say thank you for turn with Cotsbury. But that's what the month of July is all about. I've been telling us we open Cotsbury, we offend chief, we can't see them. But still get chief so we can begin settle on our case. So now continue for listening. We'll go on a short break and when we come back, we will dive right into the conversation. Once again, this is Radio Fry on 97.1, the program at the Breakfast Mix. Stay tuned, stay fried. We'll be right back.
At Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry 97.1 FM.
Radio Fry is the first visual radio station to use technology for state-of-the-art live video streaming within the studio, creating visuals to accompany audio tracks and the inclusion of graphics and video documentaries to tell stories, making your content entertaining and informative. For advertisement and partnerships, call now on 090-971-971. At Radio Fry, you talk, we listen.
You know what listeners like about our station? It's everything. Radio Fry.
Yes, welcome back to Radio Fry 97.1 FM, your first audio-visual radio station. I'd welcome with it. I'd give yourself we own accolade we deserve. Yeah. But if you just to join the conversation, today now Wednesday, the 20th of July, and the time inside the studio is right now is 9:12 a.m. And today, in your topic of discussion, because we're not going to introduce the topic already, today your topic of discussion is domestic violence. But actually, we look at time from the angle of abusive relationships, because that's something we're very, very fundamental, and we know say inside salon that's something where people they accept, even though the law they try to protect people them. So we can't get a conversation there for the next 2 hours. Inside the first hour, where they take the opportunity for go through the facts them of what in research say, what in the law say, what in not some of the things that would happen inside salon. And then in the second hour, we give you the opportunity for Yusuf share your story. We know again today now another sensitive day, because it's a sensitive topic, and not all man go willing for share their own story, but with a plead, with a beg, if not just text message, WhatsApp message to the number 088-971-971 for just share your own story. Let somebody else just learn from your own experiences them. Or if you feel confident enough for call we in the second hour, you'd able call we will not reveal you identity at all, no name, no location, nothing like that. You just explain your story of what you don't go through during an abusive relationship. And a lot of people go through abusive relationship, but they just don't talk about it because they not get person for go talk to, then go think say if I go talk to somebody about something, then go think say are weak. You understand? So now I make it important for let we they talk to people them and say no, it's not out of weakness, not something when not for they happen at all. And the verse of the day where we've been start with already don't begin for tell you waiting and God in your plan for the married oath, for family oath, where the husband for lek in wealth and at the extent unto everybody else in picking them, just like how in lek in your flesh.
Right.
And anybody will like in flesh, of course, you not go wound them, you not go harm them, you go cherish them, you go nourish them. So now in that same light day, we for they move forward with we life. But we can continue with the conversation. We get with guests inside the studio. We wonderful, beautiful, glamorous, amazing guests.
You know, say with the last day we can't give them one talk. Even give them one phrase.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just prepare no more. So these guests here first, in a team them first the guests. Like the reason why they inside studio here because you know waiting and say may own.
I did tell you. They can't introduce himself. So
introduce himself.
Please, I can always introduce you. So you introduce yourself today.
Listeners, good morning out there. My name na Fatmata Bintu Kane. Me na the gender empowerment person at World Hope International.
Now the mama with the first for gender empowerment inside salon, and they do a very, very great job. Yeah. Just like you seen a very young person, but she's very experienced, very educated about the entire thing. So now we invite and pan the conversation because he know a lot more than we do, and in get the experiences because he don't see the victims them, he don't meet the victims them, and then they deal with them every single day. So let's start with what's in the term relationship abuse actually mean. And relationship abuse not a pattern of abusive or coercive behavior where person can use for maintain power or control over an intimate partner. So remember said this entire month of July we talk about families, and when we talk about family we talk about man and woman. So whether now you not cohabitation or you not legally married, now then kind of situations there we talk about, not necessarily boyfriend and girlfriend, even though it can happen, but we just they put our out saying a family units we they look at. And abuse can be emotional, can be financial, can be sexual, it can be physical, and it can even include threats, isolation, intimidation, and abuse can tend for escalate over time. Abuse not just happen like once and go. Now something where like how Camera described the other day, something where you don't then notice over time. They start smaller, small. They add say become a big explosive something, and so somebody where they use abuse or violence against a partner is always in the larger part of trying to control the other person, where the other person no one listen to him, no one do it, it wants let you do, then violence or abuse can come inside. And when you look at the context of Sierra Leone get a long history. a long history of sexual and gender-based violence dating back all the way down to the colonial era, even in stretching into years of the independence. I would say even before colonial era as well. Yes, and then of course when the Civil War happened between 1991 and 2002, we've been seeing that there was high level of attention for violence against women, because women were being raped, they were being killed during that Civil War day. And so all this don't create an impact inside Salone, a culture of acceptance.
They were also being captured and kept as sex slaves.
Yes.
So trafficking was also involved in it.
Yes, exactly. And where you can to comparison of Sierra Leone and other democratic countries in Africa, you see say Africa in particular gets a long history of a violence history, of male dominance attitude and high levels of violence against girls and women as well. So where you look at the different types of relationship abuse in Sierra Leone commonly they use the terminology domestic violence, and is viewed by the general public as physical assault, where it results from a visible injury to the victim, and there isn't just one type of abuse like we don't see. You get different types. You get the controlling, you get the physical abuse, you get the sexual abuse, you get the emotional abuse, intimidation, isolation, verbal. Verbal could be like where somebody they try for coerce you for do something, they try for push you for do something where you don't want to do. Threats, blame, where person can say, oh, you want blackmail me, then kind of things, and then are threats. And then using male privilege, I mean, I'm the man, I mean, I did this, then kind of controlling situation. Or sometimes it's the economic abuse can happen. Job not there, and so they lash out on whoever they around them. And even things like stalking and where person they follow you. You don't know say then they follow you, but sometimes they're like infatuated with you, or they like you, or it could be part of controlling. You partner one see what they do at all times, and see say they go see in party, fine, they follow her, like go see if you really they go meet this party, right. And are stalking. And with this type of abuse existing inside Sierra Leone, there have been several changes made, and attempts have been made to try and address these kinds of violence. But we go start first with the Domestic Violence Act, where then be rectified inside 2007, where they criminalize all forms of violence, physical, sexual, emotional, economic, against women, and outlines strict punishment for the perpetrators. And Bintu, where they in the field actually get more information with regards to some of the reformations that will not happen.
Yeah. And this domestic violence where they talk about today under the 3 gender laws. And why these 3 gender laws of 2007 came was as a result of the kind of abuse where they happen, not to only to woman them, even to man them. Yeah. Now under they will get registration of customary marriage, because you even talk about cohabit. And inside that law they then talk say if you don't tap to man for 5 years, or now go na city council, the gender person get right for you now for register that married. If you get evidence say me and you we don't cohabit for 5 good years. So now they will get registration of customary marriage. Now they will get the devolution of estate acts. We are in woman they not be the own property. So say me and my man go down, they say where he die, then my man in family then can say now we brother get him. But this act make can clearly say for the fact we don't day. So say what can meet the man, you know be get they don't play safe. Maybe na me na the highest builder safe for the relationship. Maybe na me put more money. Hence to bond I get right to that property. Even if me na girl picking right now, when me papa die, I get right to in property because there is a saying that you they married, you they go. You brother they married, they can. Married is married. I married, I go. You married, you can. I married, who married, and we have one blood. So now then we begin that devolution of estate act. So after that, then the domestic violence act come in now. And inside this domestic violence act, we know so they get their wife battering, beating, even some woman and they back where they beat them man them. We get cases of that. The woman and then are the man there. So they they beat to them. Maybe one word where they tell the man no more, it don't piss her off. Emotionally, the man is down. And also, when they talk about this economic abuse, I just want to go light small. Some of we don't done school, maybe you don't done college, you want work, your partner they tell you I don't like that job for you. Economically you are abusing me. Then you know you giving what I want. Then you say no go do the work. So economic abuse can go then way them back. Also woman they say some say who say me man they work, you get girlfriend they so me I don't want that work for her. You they able provide for her. And in a home here in why make abuse happen always now one person no more. Maybe where the pikin and come out school for pen self. Papa and pen. Papa want it. Papa want this. So sometimes it can with emotional and psychological abuse. It hurts the one, especially with poverty they in those homes. Like you now want today. When you go to some home there, you daddy, mommy, better daddy. Yeah. Mommy they counter, daddy they counter. Then when you go to home, as I say, come on, don't clean for me. Now one person I need give.
That's a perfect one.
Been to another
That's like I say, come on, you as don't begin ala me name. Right. Because now one great person and all the needs no they meet. Bring it out they talk away don't can work you man don't go. We wanna go the few time on again for enjoy the love on get. You don't get for listening to Congo sa. You don't get for begin searching phone because you busy right now. But mostly this now some of the thing there. A lot of we compete woman they right there. I mean they go to them more. They know they try for empower themselves. We get this tradition that the way the man married me, for do all thing for me. That's not back then. The thing I want so tell this year where then I made is more than 2,500,000. If I tell me they say me I know they buy that kind of but where are they work? You able do one for me and you appreciate more when you do things for yourself.
Yeah, indeed.
I like how you done that word. We appreciate more the financial freedom and something every woman for aspire. I said when I say being to get game for it just starts.
Indeed, if you enjoyed the conversation, we'll go on a short break and we'll come back with a continue. And now we can look at some of the causes of relationship abuse. Usai get for Yeri been some more because I ain't get the experience. Stay tuned, stay fried to Radio Fry.
Wondering how to activate your AfriMoney account? It's easy. Dial *161*8*3#. Enter your default PIN or old PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN again. You'll receive a message confirming your PIN change. AfriMoney. Fast, easy, safe.
Today, I'm really glad for Denayana Takugama for talk to everybody about the importance of the chimps them. We don't become the national emblem, the national animal of Salone. We don't talk, say we want for the job creation, but usai we do them. We do them with tourism. You go ask me, say, usai tourism and chimpanzee come together. Well, then come together because chimpanzee, that's something very, very, very unique to Salone. Every person need to look at tourism. Every site usai you go for tourism, you get forget that thing very unique. So that chimpanzee day, that's something we go draw people them kind of Salone. So for sake of that, it's very, very necessary for let we all join on for protect the chimps them and for let we promote them as the country in national emblem. We all don't know about the mudslide. We all don't know about the landslide. We all don't see the kind of erosion where they happen, where we cut the tick. So let we left for cut tick. Bamble them, we get simple work for do. We want for get a better future. We want for transform we city. We want for get jobs. We want for make sure say water day. We want for make sure say flooding not happen. For let we do that one day. We and the chimps them, we get common objective. So let we protect we chimps them. Let we promote we chimps them. Not cut sicko, not kill chimp. Not take them as pet. When we bamble them and I thank you.
And welcome back to Radio Fry on 97.1. The program again where you listen to another breakfast mix. And you know, say we there every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And me own voice really as always, Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And I'm Brigitte Dalton Sisay.
And we get
beautiful, elegant,
interesting guest in the studio. We get so much in store for Una today.
Fatmata Bintu Kane.
Jing, jing, jing. So when I stay tuned, the conversation will just begin. If you feel the first half interesting, where this is about to get more and more and more interesting.
Indeed.
But time check almost 2 o'clock right now, 28 minutes after 9. And in case you don't know, today now Wednesday, the 28th day of July 2022. Before we continue with the conversation, we'll be saying our relationship abuse we talk about today on that, in our family in general, but focus on relationship abuse. And we don't define and don't give some of the types of relationship abuse. And now one for can talk about the causes of relationship abuse inside salon. But before we do that, we just want to take a look at the quote of the week for today, for this week, right? Okay, and the quote of the week, I'm looking for it, but not this year. So the quote of the week, it won't evade me. It
won't lost.
It won't lost. It just won't go hide no more. I don't know. I make it like for hide pan people them. But
we go continue with
we
the
go continue with the
conversation.
conversation. We go defend the quote of the week with the give now. Just for remind now what seeing family mean to we all and how much for continue for embrace ourselves. But now we don't get to the part of the conversation. Also we talk about the causes of relationship abuse inside salon. And salon will not go turn a blind eye to the fact that in a highly patriarchal society when we say man then consider flawless on top, and then were they in charge of anything, and which mainly the record the activities of gender-based violence against women, because which is an epidemic in both the physical and the structural forms. So when it comes to physical abuse, man then mostly they're on the perpetrator side, and women are always on the victim end of it. And even when we look at structure, when we say structural, then talk about institutions, in fact, because always there is a preference that is being given to man, even when it comes to employment. And like if you see if women in the are always 51, 30%, but 10 don't pass for 30%. Now na 50%, now na 50%. So because we know say themselves, we get rights in a salon. All our citizens, they will all get the green book. So
Exactly.
we have 50%. It's not like we go take passport and they tell you say you're not half Sierra Leonean because you're not a woman. Then they tell you say you are a Sierra Leonean. So irrespective of your gender, we all deserve to get equal representative inside governance. Okay, it will address issues where it affects we. And gender inequality is visible throughout with society. Also women, they're more likely to be illiterate and suffer from extreme poverty with their right frequently violated. Because if you look at illiteracy rate, now just recently, even take 30 years, So let us say 20 years where when the sensitization go out and people then demand fit. I think that after the war now it happened, and this was in 2000 where the sensitization made the go out say send it. I remember that advert day. I think it was far away. Send it picking go school. Send the girl picking at school.
Mama, do ya make a go Lambo?
Papa, stop there.
Well,
So it's not even take more than 15 years where society whole silence was educated on the importance of educating a girl child. And still, if we get like a data collection, what you go find out, say the high level of illiteracy, they among the female gender. So we cannot turn a blind eye to that. And which by the way, they put them as a disadvantage in society. Because just like how Brigitta and Bintu mentioned earlier, if you're not a woman and able for cater for your own personality, they become vulnerable, not only to society, but to the man self where they because even if we want for buy the girls self when are the basic, you able buy them for yourself. And if once the thing about like once person say anything where you need now you like sole breadwinner, they like for take advantage of dandy. It's just like we picking in mama and papa house. Now they provide for you.
You yourself they take advantage.
Yeah, now you picking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like as I'm not go that party, they go. If you go there, it's in that's what I give you. I know they give you again. And the picking at the end of the day, they find out say because not so because one go now because say he need that thing there from you and the only way he can able get them. So relationship abuse and can link to gender norms, and unequal power relation where present and violence against women because they can say mostly with culture again. See, I'm like normalized because when you go married woman, that color where you put is like a transaction from so people like acquit women mostly to like a property, and it's just like when you buy a teamwork, you can drink tea with them, you drink coffee with them, you drink water with them, anything you want for do with them, because now you property. So most times they can see woman that way, they like, oh now you woman. So some man can say this woman, some man can say woman if you not beat them, they go to it. I'm like now you picking. So it can like for become so man can feel it can just do whatever it wants for do with in woman, and somehow it is being normalized. And why woman and girl and continue for be the majority of the victims them of relationship abuse. You know, go say man and are the perpetrators then, but not go turn a blind eye to the fact, just like I've been to mention earlier, man themselves can be victims of domestic violence. You know, so woman and they then one no gangster.
Especially with the woman and they provide now.
Oh, yes.
When the woman is financially strong, some women they become so powerful.
Yeah, very, very powerful. Now they say no, so then testosterone level they go high. But man, they also can fall victim, but the proportion can always be women are the majority of the victim. And we'll talk about relationship abuse. Relationship abuse, not so like it's a kind of a choice, and it's a learned behavior. We talk it's like it's not something where you say you just wake up, because when you come on, my mind, papa, when you come in my mind womb, it's not like you're being taught to be abusive. Now something where you see within your community, especially within your immediate environment, which is your family unit. So if you then also you say you see mama they beat papa, you back to think I'm saying it is okay, because that is what you are being taught. And for that kind of reason, they are so for it difficult for say relationship abuse now one single factor because it is a learned behavior. But for Sierra Leone, there are various factors then we don't give a rise to relationship abuse. So let me go ahead and highlight them. And one key one are the sense of entitlement. You look at Sierra Leone, a social dynamic where don't play a part in abusive men we believe say na part of the human rights. That's what I go say. A part of the human rights for control them partner. In regards to waiting the person they think, waiting them for say and how them for act. And also if then they get arguments, they expect in your word for be the last word, and it gets particularly angry in the face of defiance. That means like a woman way be say, they say, okay, waiting, myself go stand me ground. They can say, I they talk, you they talk. You they forget self, you man they talk, you they talk. Even people themselves will come around go talk, say
exactly.
You man they talk, you they talk. This woman not get respect, this to woman, not a wife materialist. Go left hand so in people learn. This you not get one training, and so the man get this sense of entitlement, and some, for Sierra Leone, for example, some man they can talk about allowing their partner. Like allow them for do this. I mean they allow them for wear that clothes day. I mean they allow them for go meeting party day. I mean they allow them for make that kind of hairstyle.
Why in they do in your without you consent?
Thank you. And
or you get some people them as well where if the man not they think so, then go put her inside brain say when are you they allow her for let go out? Now you they allow her for let wear
some
this.
People they they take waiting, but then tend for control your own relationship. Go tell and say, hey, no grill that picky, for the talk, they talk.
Yes, because like if you say no more again. Now the your human rights for control the woman. And another one is then say freedom of control. In Sierra Leone, not all men are controlling about some things, but few with a few areas to what's not the thing? A few. Like establish their control. For example, majority of them and they make the major decision inside the family in terms of personal freedom, and this can manifest in now in the decide so man can say me woman anywhere to go sis. So for where to go sis, me woman for go na go no side force, they work, hang out with party, even if you go fend your family themselves, like you need 1 or 2 weeks preparation for tell them, and for tell them you need in approval. If like say where you want budgets from you're working from an institute, you want budgets for certain projects, like if you submit for an proposal, then they approve them. If you not approve them, you must go outside. Some man can go as far as packaging them. I don't go left to people because no one take control. And even the time self for you they come back, some man go say okay go. Even some at a certain point, some man can say okay even for go na market safe. Now 1 hour you go take go so them cancel so them, and if you go and not come within that time range day, there will be a problem. And it also this now as a result of when man and they say seeking power and defending their ego. Now one thing that the way EB say I don't notice about Salomon them. They're highly egotistical. I think it's an African thing basically. Maybe say African men are highly egotistical. I was having this conversation with a Nigerian friend, and he say Sierra Leone men are highly egotistical. And I said you should meet Nigerian men. So they are on the pyramid. So they get pyramid, then they at the top of the pyramid when it comes to ego, basically. And when they do a research on domestic violence, often reaches the conclusion that an husband where they beat their wife now for established power inside their own family, established control, and this and they do sometimes out of insecurity, basically, because if you are secure, in yourself, in your power, in your masculinity, you not need for resort to violence for actually able for, define Nandi. Now, most times, I think there was this conversation making sense. Say most men, the way they can be abusive towards the woman, them, it only make you see they engage in any form of physical fights with them compy man. Because they know say with them compy man, then go beat them. And the only person way they get power up, now the person will be say physically they're strong, but which can be the woman way they near them. Basically, and they can find out say most times in this case is if the brother then come, let's say a small brother self of the woman self come for can't fight the man. You will find out say the small brother go beat the man because the man not get that strength for fight in compy man basically. And so himself probably they feel inadequate in that way they among in compy man them. So when it come now us most times they come for can establish that they among in your family for sure say, oh yes, I am the king of my kingdom. And then it's sad waiting because they believe say a man should be superior, and then they again embedded in the patriarchal thinking of most people within society. But we'll hand over to Bintu because on your side dog so now.
Yeah, me just go start directly with the possessiveness. Possessiveness now one thing where like they affect a lot of relationships as you begin for say rightly, even from the side with the married. Although if you look at the biblically, it's a rich say woman you for respect and honor your man, but man you for love your woman. And any woman where they get the kind of love and attention where they need, they tend for be down. They tend for be submissive.
Exactly.
When a woman is well loved, it tends to be submissive. But when there is a doubt in that woman, there is mistrust in that woman, and there comes in the issues. So but the possessiveness mostly in a man, I don't marry you family then sabi me. All don't forget about married. What would them boyfriend and girlfriend tankada you can't go out to your mama or your papa, they don't sabi. You don't feel say now this, I don't own my own property, I don't below this, I go enter inside I want, I go come out I want, I go use I want. Something like that, So it starts straightly, but it's all bended towards our culture and tradition because this is something we have already inherited. Culturally, how we come, if you look at culture, and if you look at the customary law, it gets something for do with when you look at the religious law, especially the Muslim law and the customary law, that is where we have a lot of Muslims than Christian. Where the white man they can, because they want for bring out their own culture, so they can say, this is all don't make sense. So now we put some of the things that we then get into we own for let them capture their attention. If you go in depth into colonialism, and there comes in from that time they now. Then see say women should always be at the back seats and woman for be submissive. Okay, like you a scenario when I be they work na bonds on one project with adolescent girl because the pikin agree for a man and net. I was in the town, but because I be done they go and they train them on the basic human rights where they need for know. The chief the papa, the lady girl picking for bitter. Luckily, the picking girl for give me number to person. The person call me. He say, Auntie Bintu, come quick. So me and the driver rush na the village. We meet the scene. Then I throw it back to the chief. If na the titi self one time, the man no get. Una can beat him, man. No. If woman they request una excuse me for language. Na rare girl thing and the woman for request. I have my own feelings, just like how you have yours. Sometimes they akide in the mood, but also even from the bed, there is always possessiveness. The man they feel say when me want her forget her at all cost. When you no agree, they say you go other side. So now look at the area the back. Sexually also, then can be so possessive. In fact, if woman tend for request too much, then get you out and keep twisting. Why?
I think we get one call I so I don't know if na or is this something that happened at home, but I mix up the two scenario where it be say the woman it say anytime where it come out where it come before he even enter inside the house or do anything, a man they tell and say go put the bag down, they come take off in pants, make it check if you not go do anything na straight. So that's another clear example of possessiveness.
Thank you. And there we comes into manipulation.
The
manipulation are also caused by emotional things. Sometimes in the one great word way they tell me for the day I don't go off. And in this area also, we they talk about the woman they but go some woman they they beat too, but one great word way they tell the man. Yes, if you listen Vic Fona in music, they say on the mouth pass my shin blade. There are certain things some woman not even get secrets. Now you marry those. Anything will happen they talk you are manipulating that relationship, you understand So man they back any small thing they tell woman a harsh word.
Them words then are the more very strong. Remember, me na this woman where you sexually feel. Now me you they cancel. Then I me back where you ready. They tell me that word. You understand? Look at it. Woman a partner, just like you woman. So we know the only talk say this abusive relationship. It all boils down on the two people. That's why when you are selecting your partner, you have to be wise.
Exactly.
Not so because he get money. Not so because, but is he respectful? Does he treat me like how I want? Same like the woman them. A lot of women can tend for going to it because it's a time they beat me. Labia now, and you as you don't go into that relationship, you can meet up some of your company. You they ask why this person has so be the why you don't go so because it they in a relationship where then they manipulate on them.
Right.
And also this poverty and unemployment. You know, say Salo they are around 68 or 69 per poverty with itself now the world. You understand?
I like how you say that. I like how you plain. This
poverty. We so tend to pour that. Even but some people are poor but contented. If you go on a parliament, you see say a lot of parliamentarians then today then come up from a very poor home because there are people who are so contented. But Tanka you meet up the one way poor and not contented. They use that anger they also for come and waiting, and also unemployment where you get partner both male and female we don't use for play with money, then job left and for some time. Even that it affects them psychologically. So a lot of things where we don't use for do it just a cut and down. Yes, and the woman now you get for feel otherwise. Somebody explain say somebody come on America he can marry one for me party, but like you know so then they are not carry the guy they come at they go don't go rent close then guy bluff. So like the TT expectation was oh my husband is doing well. Only way then go now wait till go see man they do was not what she was expecting. And they begin change because the man not come out reality and tell them. So this now the thing that also. And under this also anger issues now it can attach under this poverty and unemployment. When money no dey now start seeing now argue now. Camera no aluminium. I beg you don't clean by you. Now who say yes this are the reality. But when see the pikin they begin mommy, daddy, I swear mommy is coming with something. Daddy is coming with something. Yes, either mommy they buy Maggie themselves where daddy ready but we need do nothing. Me na decide anywhere can talk to me company woman there. Even here like we try even if it's a big plant you know now how expensive it is. But a lot of people know they do am. Even nanny work na e get money but some man know they do am. And when you know they do and you say you na man no more, the man they use you I want because you know say you depend on them. Yes, you know say you know to way independent. Also in young parenting. But looking at young parenting, it all boils down around immaturity. We can be young, but we are matured and we don't have issues in our relationship. We don't have abuse in our relationship. But when we are young and immature, we can want for grab everything. We can want for tell like say we know all, we are the know all and the be all. And there comes in the problem. Because you don't young, maybe by mistake na teenage pregnancy, they don't go push me to you now. So you want for control and you know they na that control wing, you the pin you wing there, it begin put and down. Sometimes they beat you safe. Sometimes they do things and so you where you know like safe. And there comes in the other problem. Also, lack of empowerment. As I say, empowerment is both man and woman. Even for make let's say you na woman, you na mechanic self na this turn so you dey make money. Any side, hence you get your skills. When you dey look at this temple run where a lot of people they go where they come back. Somehow we no sabi skill we go and they lost am. And then keep it stay enjoy them bend then come back. But when you know your skills, you have your instrument. As you reach so you don't begin work. You understand? Even with the woman them, go learn for make cake. Now we get some surprise birthday cake then do am. And any way they do put your all in it.
Exactly.
Even this book they learn, I they admire a lot of Sierra Leonean women right now. We they learn the book, but we they back and up with other skills training. Because skill nothing we know they depart from you. But you know they do nothing, you know they empower yourself. Then tend for abuse you also. I be already talk on the customs and tradition. Of course, we know for certain cultures, certain sets of culture, then the way they go married you, they make and clearly say this woman you want time for this. So it can anyhow you want time for game. Anyhow you want time. The religion also now one thing. We get certain religion at this we country are waiting for say woman they for always they at the back. Now the man for day before. So some man they take in religion, he attach onto a relationship, anything he begin to speak then surah them pana. So the woman they say me I know they take land, me I know they this. This is about happiness. We are partners. We need to be happy. You understand? We go for sit down, we eye on things then out. No sit down tell you can't make the relationship, it can become boring. You know, fine. lack of education na one thing also. In education
where they hear the expert different talk,
in education also we not only mean for let you go school, we get what we call the formal, the informal and the semi-formal education. You understand? Informal and kibis until you go school, but we even get man that we go school but they are crude. We get woman that we go school, they are uncivilized.
That's true.
So it's not just about schooling. You understand? The informal, like I say, learn a trade. Get away for car with income now. If we don't, if you man a mechanic, we don't go work, you self go make you here. But you dey come, if you see Maggie self buy a lot of with the woman that we don't get ajo. Even for buy common boxer for man, you understand? Come on. Let's be honest here.
It is the truth.
Let's be honest. We are speaking on the truth. Some man just because of what he believes in, a man for do everything. He no get ajo. He dey get your money, but you know say they afafafafly ajo them. Some people can appreciate them because the thought I have to do it for you. It's what they
sometimes
appreciate.
not the gifts.
Yeah, the
thoughts behind
yes,
gifts.
the thoughts. And it they make me I dey rate man by that. Say this if for now he not get it, they do this for me. If he gets it, he can do more than this. And some man go say this woman, if they get this ajo, he can do more than this. But we get some of we compare the hand and short. You understand? It very short. You know they go long. And also politically. Let we cancel politics. This 30% today where they talk about 30% quota, we still dey fight am because in all waiting. We get areas now Sierra Leone where they call safe seats. We all know say na the north. If you get any seats, hence you dey APC, then give any side you dey win am. We know say na the southeast. If you dey SLPP, then give symbol, you dey win am. So wetin dem can do at time na the weaker side then they put for woman them. Yes. So now I make when you go na parliament then boku. Me na woman Kamare. If I dey handle women issue, I know what we need as women. Man no go no boku. You understand? If the first lady can talk about hands off our gas, is because she's a woman. She has a girl child. So she saw the issues. From our first lady car with breast cancer, she's a woman. She know this is something that kills. So ignore the issues.
More knowledgeable.
Yes, are you getting me? When you get into the thing and you na woman, you dey feel the pinch of it. You know wetin na the issue. But me you na man, so man no even know say something wey dem call breast cancer. If they don't know say they ask you na dem breast dey see the whose part I can dey. But you when a woman, you know about them thing here. So if we give more woman the a seat, and at this make the gender bill, we are pushing for that one. You understand? In they talk say every office now, we forget a representative of a woman. You dey enter na certain offices where they say managing director.
Na man.
When they say this, who side the big money dey? Na man there. Then when they say now, secretary, clerk, we na hand with it. You understand? Now so they can do, and we have eloquent women in this country, well educated, because the gender sensitivity is so much. Go to universities now, you dey see say a lot of women in the enroll na university now. Even when they get belle now, they no shame. First, if you say me your education don't stop, but because of this awareness raising, so now this can make politics mostly with ABN. Because they know they give you seats, who say they get vote to. Now seats who say they know say then they go give woman where the APC symbol na bow. Then they say like I go winner. You know the winner. Una give na McKinney and give the chance let you see if you no go winner. Then the ego na one thing. A lot of people then get ego and they begin for touch to with the woman there. So woman then they always see them get small position. The ego don't cack. Don't feel say no more now in a up space they work in foot reach na grown. They even go with an in relationship. You understand? And so man back they say when you want no person, wait where God give money and power. That's the time you know the real person.
I like one thing why I like what you say. I like what you don't say just now. Where you want no person.
Yes,
that person, because person is non-gender specific.
Yes.
So most times people can just attribute them to that's most woman excuse where man can use. Now when me woman work because we woman get money, but then find out say it's human nature, not just woman. It's human, like a more man nature.
Yes.
We want no some people and then can they put one irrespective of their gender, then can they very humble.
Yes.
But the moment then get we say 20 million at the account, the work herself don't change.
Yes.
The way self they say people first time they say good morning and now I will say morning.
Yeah.
You know understand? And they all they change. We're not gender specific basically. I'm glad the way you say that.
Now make us say where you want no person is general, you understand? Where you don't get money, you get power. Anybody will get money, you get power, you see they down. He or she is down for real.
Yes.
You understand? But some people, they are down where they are in need.
Yes.
Even with friendship, okay, they pass on party, they own at that level, but as it don't go up small, it become very busy for you. So now, so you they know, even in relationship back, when you dey school, you school this boyfriend go make like you are the wall. Take me down the river, all thing. Now, where you not get that kind of power, where it gets I go begin, they say this not to me class. This will not the match. It go both ways. Even woman, where don't go up small, begin to think about class, begin to think about, oh, this not mistake, this not this not that, and you go left for that class with you ego, you left behind. You understand?
It's true.
Yeah.
But it is true though. I like where they hit the nail on the head.
Exactly.
Because it is true. And when you talk about political representation in governance and decision making and everything, you find out say there are laws being passed.
Yes.
Right? There are laws being passed.
Yes.
But the laws, when it comes to interpreting the laws, implement
Or
justice and implement them,
it, yeah.
you find out say there are certain loopholes in it that probably the men were not thinking about. Let me take sexual abuse for example. So probably they just look at it from the point of view of a man, but you as the woman, you understand the implication of waiting in means somebody take advantage of your body.
Yes.
And when you talk about look at Sierra Leone in general, right? Then when they say in convicting somebody you need an evidence, we get forensic lab inside salon where we're able to do a test for able to say that this particular person in semen this when DNA test stuff come inside salon. How they able identify people?
The one way there is very expensive. So before we go pay 30 million, sometimes capital self not reach 30 million. So there comes in compromise.
Right.
There comes in, and that sexual abuse way they talk, but not a woman no more. We get big mommy then they call CCO. Then and then small bobo then.
Thank
so
you.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. But majority of the time when they convict criminal them like in sexual abuse and use let we use the person in DNA. For see if in DNA they on this and most of it, and then especially for woman them. And that is not available inside salon. But if a woman they in representation and make that law, you understand say okay,
we need to put other things
in place as backup.
Yes.
You know, we need to put other things in place as backup. How about doctor examination of the female reproductive organ? Because when somebody engaged in sexual act, you know, there are indications that person
the evidence only lost after 24 hours.
Thank
so
you.
before 24 hours you have the evidence. We get people then first they call midwives. They are trained and qualified that. Even though small and just go watch you then say this you don't do man business. You understand it there? This is not do I because they are experienced in it.
Yeah.
So
if we don't get them forensic lab then anything there, we can find another way we then call diversion.
You see,
in order for let we get something.
A woman get the knowledge say a midwife is knowledgeable.
Yes.
You see, so you can able make a backup for able cater for a sexual act. We go make sure say even if DNA no day, then that me in examination doctors and I go be as a suffice. It go suffice as evidence enough for convict that person.
The one thing we are very happy about where they talk. Then lawyers who all they talk. Now Sierra Leone parliament in the past. They are parliamentarians there, and these parliamentarians they should disseminate this message to their various constituencies and wards. You understand? But then lawyers so they're not popularized. A lot of people don't know about themselves, and because some of them are afraid of not losing their seat to a woman, so there comes in the survival of the fittest.
Mind me. Okay.
Well, I love what she's saying because we get a lot of policies, campaigns. Even the last one that came about eliminating gender-based violence in Africa in general. Then we get an entire conference, and one of the key questions that we all be the ask for that conference. Okay, aside from all the boku talk, we can the talk gladdy one.
Right.
Waiting at the next step for fix some of the issues them, and when they talk about gender-based violence, trying to gather evidence. If you just talk like theoretically now you mind about something and then you not actually they put things in place, then all what they write now nonsense basically. Even when it comes to hands off our girls, if you get the campaign but you not get the structures them in place for protect people, it's never going to work. It's
not just about talking. You understand? Then say faith in the Bible, faith goes with works. You understand? When you talk, put the actions. Now where have been the around root I exist. In fact, the world up on to now will be the give the police them mostly for go take victims then. You don't make that kind of campaign. The police station when a FSUA for handle, they don't even get stationary supply, they don't get bike, they don't get fuel for go take the victims. These cases are where this year the way to come on me just read and pass and because now the one where then they report na big town then. But the abuse then go in depth. Until we na motokata they would all over Sierra Leone. When you go to some communities, the abuse them are there and day. But you have to empower these people. You understand? Logistical support comes in. It's not about just making a campaign, how you don't support them. Because if we get all of them TSO, the response na important. Why make Western world they go faster the response? By the time you the mara police will appear but we say the police go tell you first, we don't get supply it, so we buy we buy clean garage. So fear to compromise those cases, and then the future of this woman or this young boy has gone down the drain.
Exactly.
So how can we have another CLU?
Indeed,
that's
indeed.
true.
If you did enjoy the conversation, continue for listening to Radio Firefly 97.1 FM. We can enter now into the second hour, but before we enter into the second hour, we have to go on a short break and we come back with the conversation. Stay tuned, stay fried.
At Radio Fry Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.
Radio Fry is the first visual radio station to use technology for state-of-the-art live video streaming within the studio, creating visuals to accompany audio tracks and the inclusion of graphics and video documentaries to tell stories, making your content entertaining and informative. For advertisement and partnerships, call now on 090-971-971. At Radio Fry, you talk, we listen.
Know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry.
Yes, welcome back in the second hour of Radio Fry 97.1 FM, the breakfast mix here. Me on voice with the Irina Brigitte Dalton to say.
And Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and we get with beautiful, elegant, amazing guest. We're very, very resourceful to this conversation. In your name now?
Fatmata Bintu Kane.
Yes, and we get a conversation on relationship abuse. In Creole or na salon, how we can call that one day na domestic violence. But actually, we look at them from the family perspective and relationship perspective between man and woman. But before we continue with the conversation, we start every hour with the verse of the day. And the verse of the day is from Ephesians 5:28-29. And it says, in the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. Indeed, no one ever hated his own body, but he nourishes and cherishes it. And of course, this verse, God be the talk to man them, but we go say it applicable to everybody, because even you as wife, they abuse you, man, you not go add to your own skin, you not go pull your own skin. So wife will do that one day to your husband. And so they try to get a balanced conversation. And for anybody where they ask a question like, oh, why not include the man? We invite beaucoup people them, but some man they're knocking. Take the invitation, because we really want to get a balanced conversation.
This was supposed to be a balanced conversation. Actually, a male guest to go on at the studio, may can talk from the male perspective, but sadly, Nana we reach out and say I'm on my way. And Radio Fry, we get a structure.
Yeah,
it's not about coming up when you want. We also need day. I'll start the conversation so get better understanding.
Yes.
So basically, and with woman, they think that I'm more committed because I want the change. And we want the change.
Indeed, we'll continue with the conversation, and now we have to look into some of the effects of abuse inside salon. Some of these effects we don't talk about over and over and over again. With a ringer now in our years to learn, I really they understand why it affects families and why it really they affect relationships them. And if you not take control of their areas, then you family or married also not go be sweet. And one effect of domestic violence or relationship abuse, now physical effect. You get different physical effects which can occur. Been to already be done mentioned the battered victim. Right. And even in the Western world, not feel to say not just Salone or Africa that happened. It happened all around the world, in all corners of the world. Violence that happen, gender-based violence that happen, abuse that happen, and being a battered victim that happen. So not to just Salone, but we they focus on we young people then, because we want let we mentality then change towards that one day. So some of the physical effects also include bruising or scarring. Or some people get long-term effects of high blood pressure, heart disease, arthritis, maybe limbs or body parts are affected in the long term. So those are some of the physical effects. And then we also get the psychological effects and what can affect the person. And inside Sierra Leone in particular, when it comes to abusive relationships, then the psychological effects can be depression, suicide attempt. Some man can get post-traumatic stress disorder. Some man get behavioral or like emotional difficulties resulting from some of the abuse. So they're not even able to function as a normal person inside society. Or you see them they shy away from certain things. They know they talk, them kind of things, and children in particular get the longer long-term emotional and behavioral effects and problems because they're always associated with a victim of violence. So if you're not the man where they beat the wife, then your children are affected. If you're not the woman where they beat the man, the children are affected. So the picking them, so they're young, and then they absorb everything, just like where you be they grow up, where they absorb everything. So everything where they happen at the house, then they take them in, and so they get a long-term effect. And sometimes where you look at the one that when are abusive and partners them, if you check back, you go see say then self be don't witness them. So now some of the effects then that one day. And economic effects. We don't talk about the loss of job due to like being absent or like moving from one place to another, or sometimes it's just health related issues. It can really crumble the host if all of a sudden somebody gets some kind of medical emergency or something medical happen and you get to put all your resources and person there, it crumble the entire host. And so some people them some victims them can like stay away from work because they don't want like talk about their issue, or some man can even lose their job because of that one day. And so like even trying to find money again for fit into that emergency, they're not able to get them. So those are some of the effects, but we get some preventions them where it can to relationship abuse, especially where it will be more effective for Sierra Leoneans. Say Bintu don't talk about the Domestic Violence Act, you don't talk about battering, you don't talk about sexual abuse and gender-based violence. So there's certain things that we can put in place or that has already been established that needs to be implemented. So Bintu they can go small more into some of the things and they.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brigitte. And if we dey try for talk, the Domestic Violence Act now one thing where criminalize any violence or abuse against your partner, not necessarily centered around woman, as I say, against your partner. Any abuse where you do, where you read the Domestic Violence Act of 2007, now incriminalize them more, in talk in depth into that. And also, if we dey try for prevent some of them things, then this act it don't dey from 2007, but the bite say even when World Cup we can go around, we know they able cover every year because we dey work on project basis and on location basis. But the side and who side I don't go do training. A lot of people go say, really, law be there. Law be say, oh, for BTF.
Wow.
Or law they say, woman, we say forget property. Then a lot of people don't know. These three gender laws now, thing we don't come from 2007, more than 10 years now. Yeah. A lot of people don't know, but even some man, like a woman give me a scenario, I was saying, yeah, the man be there, in fact, I be they get money, they do business, where they don't do for bill, the man don't go marry the other woman. But they were together more than 5 years. But if this woman be no say, this will for go city council, go take paper for tomorrow for prevent me, and they not only say registration, like how now they go take that paper they so. The paper they tell when maybe they work, I think I be 50,000 or so. But that is if we just put that commitment because people not be they take and serious. Okay. No say Saloma also only put money, only be committed. Well, now one for part back when they go to them, I make them say registration of customary marriage and divorce. Now them back the part sooner. And at the end of the year, Registrar General for able to say that this amount of people there. But how many people they know of that? They. And also, if we want for prevent then thing and they, we get lawmaking bodies there also. We're very good in some of them thing, and the way they try for say at least then abuse so they're able not to only for me I can one for see that session where then go say today the lawyers and they engage this community also like God reach then get a community meeting for go tell people them but some of them law they are.
Exactly.
I go really glad if you see that it's not just to sit and convict people.
Exactly.
But are you trying to go down to their level? That's the other thing. And the one thing and they will really need for they do for sensitize with people them. Also, community bylaws. We here forget community bylaws then where they favor both man and woman. You understand, eh? Work with the chief them because I dey tell you, Brigitte, somehow we see chief say he believe say in chief whatever the chief says is the gospel truth. He say chief say will not forbid woman. Chief say so engage them. Try for engage them people they are so let we all work with them together. Like when we ready recently we just train about 860 CWCs and VPG them village parents groups. When now them get for the refer to we trafficking cases, but we also put in gender-based violence because gender-based violence is part of trafficking also. So when you go around, you go train them, then are the community, then are like an eye. The government cannot go to every community. NGOs cannot go to every community, civil society, but you have to train the people, let them be aware. So if you see say this person beats in webself or this woman timapi they cause him man mama, he can go there and go intervene. And sometimes the chief put say where you cause number 2 community na one where they admire number 2 when you cost they pay fine. So mommy queen you dey pay and this it prevents abuse indirectly. So something they do woman one cost me but the member say the money why they pay so what they do they zip him out. You understand?
And some community they say by mommy cost. Each one mommy cost you get 200,000.
And when if you say you know the pay so the chief if you say not to nobody at the pay the chief say na me dey pan so you get for buy goats you buy sheep. You get for because the chief say you don't already pull me crown you put am back then give you so because of that you see say we dey talk and they abuse ya. Now the big town them being some communities they are very combative. They're very combative because then circle small and they are law. So now then we for work with for prevent. Also community trainings, workshop, it need for they happen regularly. Mostly if you dey out there they make you budget, put them here for try for popularize the law. Like when they talk about hands off our girls. If I go down to my village and by the Budama, so they don't even know about that because there was nothing tell or down there. And when we are talking about abuse, you have to go to the grassroots. The grassroots are the people that needs to know because then as they don't go train, they say all open so then say we. If I sometimes we they get them called there, so man go say hey me man I saw you do because you don't already go tell and say anything we happen call. Show them the referral pathways. So they don't know the referral pathways. They don't know say some abuse chief they sit down panel. We don't say like anything where they do sexual violence chief they know for sit down panel because it tends to be compromising. So maybe let we get police post them. Now some of them big chiefdom headquarters. So you don't want to chiefdom headquarters and they don't even get police post. So yes, we get a lot for do. It's not just in black and white. Let's go with the action. If we want for prevention. Radio programs. Right now we go certain community. Some man I tell you I say I go care them and some man they ask me if in America or come on. The part get in radio. He say me I like fry. He believes so whatever we see don't hear they talk now the truth. He say they don't talk on a radio. Come on say radio don't talk on. So let we go they engage radio discussion programs if we really want for prevent this thing let we get a radio discussion. Something and they are going we go car with one paramount chief now from the Far East maybe paying transportation. Guy sit on a radio he talk something where he talk something and they then program here so we they do in other languages because this Creole they talk that's what man they hear me granny bang out herself in here but maybe if you come here so you can't talk in Timini one day in Mende one day you understand this they go down let it be in their own local dialect you understand also we get for include an the educational curriculum.
Thank you.
Abuse is something that has to start.
Thank you.
I think being an expert.
Thank you. I mean, you touch that part.
I love that part.
Because it's not about because again you need to look at the concept of the picking them language because now the future wants for change. Because some might not already get a fixed mindset. But imagine these things like even law, understanding laws, inbred them into the school curriculum. Trust me when I say we will see drastic change. Been to an expert.
So you dey see when we dey talk about the levels of socialization, it starts from the home. Brigitte touch an area. If me I grow up, so I be say me mama and me papa ready for make plaba. We know they make them. I swear I dey grow for be a very abusive child.
Thank you.
Because it starts from the home. And the school is also another second agent of socialization. We are in some pikin and they waiting a teacher tell her too. Longer those days so they go read about the history of Sokoto jihad. Who is Sokoto jihad? So let we imagine issues for them at the curriculum. See the way they happen now. But say now they go read about old Stone Age. Old Stone Age from that time, they all the stone they all be on broke. You understand then, Brigitte? So we say we need for the thing the way they happen now. Now the increment of sexual and gender-based violence. Can we find a topic maybe from primary school you begin to train up? You go see picky we go. One picky go na church to we. So like they introduce new members. They will ask her who that count you. She was around 6 or so. Nice na me paddy. Who say you mama na weti? Say me mama na musi. Papa na weti? Me papa na carefree. Ne go church. Ne go mosque. Because you know they see they do am. So it been bold before the church for saying papa na carefree. So you see, but if this curriculum it ain't at the school. We they begin learn from school, they say, for halapa, you woman, for this. When the pikin grow up, it go by them. So we for change the curriculums and some of these curriculums, even at university also. Yes. We for learn at university. Exactly. When we dey university, we learn something about social interaction. And I make if you look at it, I be my best model than the A model. I they interact well with people because we learn them. If you want to grow in life, you have to go down. Interact more, make more friends than enemies. Right. So that make us reach some side. Even if possible you face bad or good, me no kiwano, I they try for force to you. Because this now something from university I grab that concept too. So I did work out with her. So now also we get something around abuse. I can just imagine say no, but this not abuse. This not this. It inside the law. Now so then say even let university students stand out and speak the law. But the laws of Sierra Leone, in fact, a lot of people they not sabi. Even the constitution, a lot of people not sabi. So these are the things also. Lord puts on it. Now we talk about retreat for workers. Let offices then they get retreat maybe yearly. The worker you tell and say, Brigitte, come with your husband, come with your children, and during that retreat you come with motivational speakers. Not to the one that are motivational speakers when they live by example. Motivational speakers that live by example. And during this retreat where you gather all your staff and their families, somebody come and tell her maybe out of there you go get the truth. When we begin work na say Aruta, in fact say Aruta and they say that they get a lot of child neglect this that. So I recommend to the manager say why we not go get a training with the staff there and the woman and everything. And there were real confessions on man. Hey, me this. In fact, if we take salary, me know they know self. You understand? But when you do that for staff, then yearly, let's say all of the year we all go. Then say go with your family. 2 days retreats don't do. When some man go now see they change.
It's true.
It they change. So
because the shame go camp around.
Yes, it they change. Even in government offices, even with parliamentarians, they have a retreat. You come with your family, come with your children. Talk the real issues. It's not about just sitting reading according to session. This no. Let's do it practically.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, but these are actually the issues. I think I get that concern they once again a few days ago. I did a post about it on Facebook where I say, first of all, we need to look at the literacy rates in Sierra Leone. How many people are illiterate? How many people able read? I think you touch them. When it comes to understanding the law, even as simple as public notice. Sometimes they use words. Even you where go school, pass you take dictionary first. Somewhere I should just highlight them and go Google and now no understand this word first back. Even you were educated, you find it hard for understand something as simple as a public notice. I don't think that sometimes when people for me education is not about who's can be big jargon you able speak. First of all, now you know the jargon.
Let me tell you, when you speak, you use jargon, then the person don't understand. You are not communicating.
Thank you.
You only communicate when I get what you are saying. There comes in communication.
Thank you.
But me, they go use them kind fabricated.
Yeah.
Maybe me granny don't know it's not. You lost them.
You don't lost them.
Now make us say, they do them in local languages.
Thank you. Thank you. For me, I feel that's how people like able to understand. Because even when you talk about, this act has been put in place, this act has been put in place, people that even understand them, they're even aware, they even know, even when it comes to like reading these things that, like, even understandable self. Now, when you talk about including it in the school curriculum, because if you cannot begin start for nobody, read them small, it become a affair with them. And something where we say every day you see them break down to primary school level, junior secondary school level, secondary school, university level. By the way they done now, you don't become a master. You don't know say this and this and this are considered as abuse. This and this and that ain't gonna happen. This and this will see me as a citizen need for understand for able make sure say I prevent abuse within my home, within the community, and within the society at large. So you find out say it will become easier. But sometimes we just focus on the jargons, the black and white, and most of the law they say then they in place. So because you can't talk say this sexual act has been put in place since 2007, right? How many people are aware of it? Not a lot of people. And this can make, I think, some of the challenges then when you talk about the implementation of the gender laws. Because how can you implement a law, not just free talk, because free talk not so salon. I think being to make mention of that when it comes to most of these abuse, most of the abuse they happen inside the provincial regions, in-depth waiting and call. And there are not enough resources or mechanism in place to make sure
the road no they say for
no day.
Remember me go work bien loan sir.
Right.
You dey pull all timber you total na ye the cross the water then you dress back. You get for team up if man they pass so they don't for pass you pull all thing. Sometimes with the NGOs that we are doing a lot. We can go because they don't say you forgot that community no matter waiting we they do them. And when you go the communities are deprived like I they say they don't know then it's a big challenge, it's a gap. No try for put measures in place they know. But some man even all in projects the way they go explore we ask outside a lunch and a free town. It's free town Sierra Leone.
Free town is not Sierra Leone basically. I think this comes to the second challenge where it's a duplication of efforts by various organizations working. I think the NGOs them are really trying, but just like I mean, there are certain limitations where it is. Because trust me, for go some sorry be say pass you pull all the close now body before you're able to cross and get access, just it can be difficult. And if you not get enough funding in terms of, let me say you get one motoka where they work out within them communities and they try for use your own workers them, and that motoka they go stuck now one place or before then they pull out motoka there's a whole lot of money where you don't go there, and sometimes some NGOs then can give up, say you know waiting this particular community we send people them there again. More focus on communities that are easily accessible, but forgetting that these communities again need desensitization because some of these abuses are going on there and people like that are vulnerable where it be say now a loss of a life, loss of meaningful contribution to what society, and also strengthening the formal and informal justice system. Now another major challenge of within the implementation process. I think you make mention of Dandy because some people not in chief.
Yes.
She was in chief say na nef court because if you I think there's something that you highlighted previously where you talk about how the one go lay the girl for go beat him.
Yes.
Because the chief in no say where woman fit say man for carry am before everybody. This is something we say very much normal. So instead that picking we get lock because in my own village when they call down quite man where woman disrespects a man, then they tie you like say you na rebel or you na animal, like literally tie you, put you under sun all day, and even ten now then call the man, make the man can beat you. The way you don't beat you down, then you don't back you all in foot you beg him. Imagine the psychological, emotional, physical trauma that you need for go through. Then the way that they expect you back for go na the host go sit on day. Then when next come back, you supposed for
with all the pain.
And if you not lead on for the man get guys back for go ahead and rape you because na in right somehow you not in property.
Yeah, comes in rape. It also go to marital rape.
Yeah, it goes to
it happen.
Yeah, and we talk about again another major challenge now, like lack of proper institutional mechanism for women for seek redress for
abuse.
Exactly, because if nothing not there in place, even like I don't know we've been called for in Pekin, even the police stations themselves sometimes where you go, as a full-grown woman, if I go result to me, they rape me. Now they go looking for them begin tell you say you not so you go there. Not so the way you
I beside that scenario about the pastor pastor that day I was in one of the police posts and he go reports he was very bitter. He said me woman they curse me and me a man of God I no one bitter. He said do ya now the police lady turned to her and say pastor go pray for you woman. Then I tell am say the man is bitter. If na the woman today carry post say me man a pastor beat me una dey rush for goal. I said me if me dey na them place and na that case I dey take serious. Because for let man complain put your ego down because even in company dem go don say na you dey complain. So when say e don go before the law una for take am serious. Na true.
I think
well, like tell you look where he big na he dey beat.
Exactly.
Na he dey rape.
I swear. I think this is one of the reasons why make Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in case really go up because it asks for make you see society take man then seriously when they complain of abuse, especially physical abuse. Society goes like, you woman a bit, but you're not a man enough. That make you find out says most man then they actually go through physical abuse inside their homes, but not even tell them party there because they not say the first reaction and they ridicule them first of all. So how can you go ahead and seek justice? Now make Johnny Depp we be say in a BB superstar. You understand? Where in come out like it changed the face of the Me Too movement.
Yes.
Because now you don't give clear indication say both man and woman they suffer from abuse.
Yes.
And both man and woman deserve a chance for get justice irrespective of what in society actually think. But let me go on a short break, and when we come back we'll continue with some of the recommendations them, and then we'll open the phone lines, make una self call and engage the beautiful Bintu not the studio. But time check right now 10:26. Let's take the break. Stay tuned.
Very Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you. For this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.
Radio Fry Fry is the first visual radio station to use technology for state-of-the-art live video streaming within the studio, creating visuals to accompany audio tracks and the inclusion of graphics and video documentaries to tell stories, making your content entertaining and informative. For advertisement and partnerships, call now on 090-971-971. At Radio Fry Fry, you talk, we listen.
Know what listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry.
Back to the breakfast mix right here on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. Time check almost 2 o'clock right now at 10:30. And today now the 20th day of July 2022. And we can talk about relationship abuse and why do victims, stay or return back into it. We don't talk about who experts there inside the studio now. So don't give me, not so only in your personal, but you don't give me, statistics, and you don't give me laws, and you don't give me, you don't even, show it highlights most of the challenges that we're in the face we either work in the field with communities. But we can take a look at some of the recommendations them and then open the phone lines to make una self call and be part of the conversation.
Indeed, before we go into the recommendations, the quote of the week is coming from Desmond Tutu, and he says, "You don't choose your family, they are God's gift to you as you are to them." In Pancreas, it say, "You not a pick you family, then are God in gift to you, just like how you now gift to them." And like we can say, we can't a relationship, the two people then they choose themselves, but we can't to pick they don't get choice.
Yeah.
Then just they enter no more, it can't say, well, now you then so now you get for take care of them. So family is family at the end of the day. So where would they look at some of the recommendation with everything we don't talk about? Would they see say we can't to partnerships then for be done in a civil society. So remember the other day they talk about legal relationships, which constitutes as a legal relationship. If you understand your legal relationship, when some of these issues then come up, you don't know how to deal with them. If you not agree to some of the customary way of handling things, then not agree to customary marriage, because you are restricted again as to like how the law implementers can take effect into your relationship when critical things then they happen. Another thing is way counter relationship abuse, like we say, not to just woman them, women, man themselves for be involved, the chiefs them, other community leaders is important for letting themselves be part of them. And then like Bintu, they say some of the resources for some of these abuse programs should be increased. The government or whoever the policy makers, the implementers really need to think about that, for see how resources are being fairly distributed for handle some of these things that are inside the law. And then where it can to sensitization, there's actually weak sensitization sensitization to men towards the effects of relationship abuse, like within Bintu don't talk about already today. And we need for do more sensitization, like you say, the retreat. Imagine a retreat of 2 days where like-minded people, they all sit down, all man they get in your relationship issue. Then you realize, you know what's in this not so like one issue. I mean, this not a different issue. This not one issue, because every family seem for they experience some of these things. And then also where we know they make proper access or response to family support units, it affects some of the abuse issues then within relationships them. And then lack of access to therapists and counseling is a great thing. And
okay, you talk that side is very important.
Yes.
You know, so we not get an Sierra Leone. Like,
Yeah.
who say me they get problem in my relationship. I say, go see a counselor or talk to them. It had nothing. We're not too popular.
Yeah.
I believe but one small. But I would say we're very important.
It
Sunday
is.
we go, then talk to we go. You know, you don't only go through counseling if you're not Christian or one married after the wedding. You don't done.
Yes, so you see, it's important for that we get some of them resources and they're available. And make we can always encourage people to say, where they study, not just think one straight way how the system they think outside of the box. Where they study psychology, sociology, and philosophy, some of them things, and then they get you for think about people, their feelings, their environment, and all these things. And it could be really good if we get therapy and counseling, because where it there, you don't need for go to the law, because you don't get a mitigating factor where they able help the situation or the relationship before you now extend onto the law. And so now the lawmakers or the law implementers are now more under pressure, because that in-between mediator not there for deal with some of the issues. And like we say, effective and efficient justice system needs to be put into place. There's no point in talking about things. There's no point in people telling their stories. There's no point in some of these things that are happening if we don't have effective and efficient justice system where they deal with some of these things. But those are some of the recommendations where we think say we need for take into consideration. Anybody where they listen to it and saying you they part of gender empowerment, or you they deal with sexual abuse, domestic violence, or whatever it is, we would love to have your own part of the conversation. Now we don't open the phone lines on 088-971-971 for let Yusef be part of the conversation. We know say it very sensitive. We know say some man not even want for talk, which is okay. But if you they able, if not pan Yusef, just text and to that number they, or message and to we, or use WhatsApp on 088-971-971. We're able to read them for you. We're also there on Facebook. If you feel more confident with that, you can go on Facebook, give you own comment under the live stream. We're able to read them for you. Or you feel confident for call. When you call, no worry. We're not to say your name. Just talk within there you mind. We're there so for listen to you. We're get to first caller.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning on the studio.
Yeah, morning.
I want to tell me guest for who of you thank you. I want to welcome on the studio. Anyway, today the studio is one more. I don't entertain me, and she's having to lament on important issues then, where they affect their relationship. Like he talk about that point where say people they not think and woman but if they lost the relationship then and they like how to start the talking. Where they with the partner, not so you know more for the give yourself one time that ajo they get from the door. Then the man left the number, let me fine cry here and go.
No, not so radio.
That's a motivator for people.
True.
Like last year, because always me they share me own story. Last year me own story. I did meet of one guy now. Tell me say he wants it. You know whose points the way he analyzed to me. And they talk this day for all the women. I let no say therefore do something, not for don't know more so have up. The man asked me if I get ticket, I say yes. He say how much? Now I say 5. Now he say cancel.
That's a cancel.
I mean, say na people cancel it.
Hey, good. I like this lady. Yes. Right.
Say allow. Now I say no, I don't allow. Now he say cancel.
Yeah. I know that city cancel.
I say na city cancel. Now he say I go school. Now I say no, I don't go school. Now he say cancel. Cancel. But I don't see understand what he is.
Right.
He say he not job. I say no, I don't job. Now you say
Cancel.
That's what you mean by
Yeah,
cancel.
no, they are trouble.
They say me, I don't want my way in it now. And I left 5 50 there. I don't want to let you go out. So now I make you be the talk say
Cancel.
So woman the girl for land for work.
Yes.
What to call me? Where man buy boxer, I say buy boxer. Let me competition and how.
Yeah.
They got even call you iron lady. Let me so how they talk to her. Now follow.
Wow.
I tell her, I dey do guarantee, I dey plan.
Wow.
So now where they lost it.
No man, my sister.
When I can what not say in other responsibility, I dey push you.
You back to the and cancel.
Yes. I want to you say you do not say I say cancel.
Thank you so much, darling.
That's where we get some more very, very interesting personality.
Yes.
We'll continue for call we the number 088-971-971. Remember say you know call we direct call, you call we on WhatsApp as well on the same number. And we did live on Facebook just in case you know able call we, but you can go there and engage we and ask any question that we live comment section. And today we'll talk about relationship abuse actually and why victims them can return and why they can stay in these circumstances. You know, we'll go with experts in the studio where we say even we'll call ourselves down. No, you know, I like the answer say he enjoy. You know, we forget being to more shows, especially around topics like this. But we'll get another caller.
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the program this year.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we listen you. We listen.
Yeah, they really enjoy the program. I didn't know quickly, but anyway, they really enjoy the program. I don't mean how to boy, but I did learn a lot from it.
Okay.
Thank
Hello?
you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to the program. Thank you.
It's a inner schoolboy where they listen to the radio. It's good.
That's
Let me
fine.
say you learn one or two
So
things.
it go learn them and grow up with them.
Exactly.
I think that's what we need, the constant education. Because education is not just limited to, you know, read. I think that's something that basically going with the educational system as well. Because it's just cram and can't write. Within teacher give you can't give. And most times, just like I've been to say, Sokoto Jihad. Like, what's the importance of Sokoto Jihad? So we wait in ask when they address the actual issues within with society. Always with the complaints say salon this, salon that, this the happen, this the happen, this the happen. But are these things being taught in school in a way where people are able to grasp the knowledge and be say, okay, you know what, these are the issues where they happen within my country. How me go able to grab, because most of the when you are aware of what you they grab, you they your mindset don't already know say you begin program yourself say
okay, become an expert in
I want to change certain things and you find out that then people they go into different aspects of their life but even when it comes to activism being an active,
most the way you ask I want to become lawyer, I want to become this, you know what's supposed to say I want to become a gender activist, I want to become a women's empowerment activist, because that's not what they are taught from school. So just lawyer, engineer, this we want people if they begin from school till they go university. If we talk on the issues, you know, a lot of we now when we go universities now we able grab them concepts. But if we begin from school, I can represent my country anywhere and you able attack the issues because you are trained from. But a lawyer, this way you ask them, they go do science. Why they do science? I want to be lawyer. Why they do this? We forget departments also on social issues, where entails all.
Sports.
I don't because it hits the nail on the head. There was somebody that actually reached out to me saying he want to be an activist, and I'm like, why you want to be an activist? Well, you know, say I want to talk, I want to be popular. I'm like, you want to be popular, that's why you want to be an activist. It's not a trend. It's not a trend for being popular. You must find out that most activists that are successful, like that climate change, I don't forget that is a teenager where they advocates for climate change. It become internationally known for climate change, become the face because it not do one because it wants to be popular. Because now something where if you say it passionate about from a very young age, it's something that you're just like I've been to the talk. So been to they go in depth into this, they talk, they go so they waiting them because one thing where you see where they talk now from a place of passion. Now something where you like they enjoy with the drum, so it taking time for actually understand them. And where they do in job, they do in job. Not so job where we say they do and just because of the gratification we get at the end, but now because you want for be change. So you find out say even with that side self we require you for pull you close. If now also you do for the at the end like for the money business no more, you go say man I need the cross now. But it takes a different kind of passion make you say you know 18. me I dey pull me closer because I wan go educate them people like over yana because then deserve for no. You do have a place of love, a place of wanting to be an element of change, irrespective of the circumstance, the challenge that we face already.
Recently, I do some training at Kono on the CWC Child Welfare Committee, and it entails a lot of market women. And when I done the issue was like people are coming praying for me because I be hit the nail right on the thing.
Thank you.
These are things where they be need for no. With that training, what I say what look do across. You they see say a lot of people they comment say, oh, this there will not be no me picking I make me I can do business, maybe me money if food no day now the rest will go eat.
Right.
So when you die now that money then go take them buy kasanke and kasanke not get pockets for say then go put the money in your pocket. So why and not to let you use all the resources, but when you they do business, live the life where you love. If you get picking, let them be your priority. You man say for be your priority. Let you man getting good food. Say man them first in belly, in body where you able to take care of that thing they former. So if some man can ask say, but you not fine, but you man like you don't know what's in a me your finance so they get not so the facial beauty they look at. So a lot of people don't look at that also. Even woman they say so woman they you know say woman they who they say and I make where they and you say Lord they wait first. They say man now waiting see no more. But woman I they go into in depth. It puts in thoughts the
yes exactly. I want sporty back or don't do but sport this after. But no, it's the truth because women are very much they're not attracted by the physical. It has to go beyond. And basically, but it is the truth when it comes to financial security. And most times a woman can fair money, but it feel like they need a fair money. And I'm glad the way you say Kasanke not get pockets, a pocket. You not get because I don't see Kasanke when so I'm actually not get pocket. And it's really a sad circumstances altogether. But yeah, on our call we don't talk. We don't get three perspectives inside the studio. Even though the one way for make and gender balanced, you know, when it comes to the guests in, unfortunately.
Another program me say for the happy fide because I can like forgo with this thing face to face. You understand somebody they tell me say but that gender then per paper when it comes to waiting me I know they take rent in there. It's on the paper but it goes both way. The one thing again why I like to Brigitte ability talk this custom and tradition sometimes we relationship then now with family they select them because of the custom. Maybe now the wrong person you don't select for me and that person they suffer that abuse the way make beer you don't born picking the care you don't talk there una don't born there na for beer but we have single mothers who are well to do who can represent even 10 men they are single so no beer say at the end of the day you can't die before your time you know enjoy your life your youth age you know enjoy the fruits of your day but me anything we not comfortable for me too much I dey trend for back out because for you your well-being for you your sanity self so sometimes some of we company they out there they strain that caller will go cancel and I'm sure apart from that they not through that elan now you see how they explain more in skills even with my education if I want to sew a dress I have to go to her the other time I tell her say everybody is important we call on social system we join with all the education where you get if you choose skirt you need a cobbler you know they take you degree work up you understand so now with that in skill like one for where the best gara I get for go back to her so why you not go find one of the skills let yourself get what you they contribute to the nation development not take a person government they do nothing what are you doing for yourself
exactly
what are you doing also to help the country
right
how many people that you serve for the day how many people that you work for the day sit down and ask yourself if even our time they get now 5 gallon you pimping and you sell and you are serving people you are helping people it's not about the money it's about the passion the thoughts for the whole you understand
indeed
it's a thought behind it I don't think people can put much into that day and people can think about financial freedom because financial freedom are the best thing because sometimes most relationships that people they go into where they abuse they had and experience them and now because you not get financial freedom because there is no way you can get out of the relationship because there is nothing like for go like it be like even if the woman or the man they beats you black and blue you go just no more this lab no more the money become you know able spend money for himself but there are so many things that the people like able capitalize on for make themselves like you know be self-sufficient so the point where you be say even if you they keep a man you they keep a woman you need to do one from a point of a need or necessity you don't have the point of okay I love this person I want to build a life with them and I think one of we like this waiting Brigitte I mentioned you find out if two people them day together where be say genuinely and just like themselves there is this easy flow of everything where they happen at the relation. It's not about it become a competition of who that they do that they do this and abuse
no self then home then the way you go now the woman being at the breadwinner but you know they know because then they do them easily the other thing is communication some relationship then they need communicate you say if you partner don't do you bad una go inside lock una communicate them I don't like the way you can holla at me in public, but not do away you partner in art one. Sometimes you can be right, but the way they talk and so on, they feel like you wrong. Who don't know you for tell me say I need to do the right thing? The time where they in the right state of mind. A lot of people get conscience. When you tell I go argue, but where you go is it don't mean I want person will get anything there in me. Sometimes you can tell me the truth. That moment I just feel like bad person, but where I go tell I just say that word we camera tell me like practice and see. And once I practice, I go say you try for me. You understand? So if I know they communicate also, if we are for avoid abuse, something and they will not talk them out. If your man don't do something or your partner do something without you consent, you don't know, not attack them wrongly. Find the right time. You say, also don't learn for listening to we partners them, because at times when some woman can say I want to talk to the man, they say make case I want go. You don't already kill me spirit by that. See, don't men listen me and let we learn anything them also.
I don't know why I make another call because I like for you voice them.
Yes.
Again, the number 088897197. But you're not a lawyer. I don't know what a lawyer get for say in regards to them not calling or taking part of the conversation.
Well, a sensitive topic, and also all man feel confident or comfortable for talk about time. But we go really want when I still get like 3 more minutes of open phone lines. If not, we go straight to the messages them on Facebook for read, so that the other people themselves will get an opportunity.
Some go they land. Some people wait in the land, they know they talk. They say I land more. Today I don't land. Yes, I listen more.
That's true. That's true. Because even yesterday, I forget some people the way they call about their grievances in regards to their own relationship.
You don't talk to them. They don't hear.
They don't hear.
Land with the land. All connected with the land, with the digest more.
Okay.
So that continue this tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I talk some man they learn and they say, oh, this me self get that thing in me. Where are they learn? I know they talk, I they listen.
Oh yeah,
I become a good listener because sometimes then who say me sports then I didn't hit and so I they listen. Lad know how for act on this after. I said it's a lot of people now. So, but if we be there on one side, a lot also just a hit on women. And you see men calling to defend, but we are going both ways. So then they say, then all they tell the man, like, what's that my sister say that ajo side what I talk about. This is very lacking as Sierra Leone. Lots of picking even for make chicken foods because now ain't chicken and market. For both and for the man, you know they do them. Talk less of you see them find nice dress. Not to say you get for do one now habitual, let you not take care of them, but once in a while. Make him feel special. Tell him, say, baby, look, come out. So gonna me the pay.
Exactly, because you say even the woman expects that one day. Why you not think say the man expects them?
And some man we know they do and say you do one no more. You dey and the urge. He go do am next day. He go say this pikin it don't surprise me. This me self get for surprise am. And during that and then you talk about good things. You dey say the relationship they go more tight, more stronger. But a lot of we sister they out there. I know why make me I eat now iPhone I want. Now you know more. Don't be self-centered.
No, don't be. I mean, as I say, at the end of the day, need for be like the basis of a relationship need for be like people don't need for get into relationships based on the fact that okay, I like this person, not so waiting this person able do for me or waiting able give me. Because again, if you are not self-sufficient, you need to buy for yourself simple thing as makeup or even grease self for God na your body. So woman there to the point where it be say even the lotion when they use na the own body na man the balm for them. Like me I don't know how that make it happen.
If you smart self you don't even take the money you buy for you know say man they not care go na we room there you own clothes you go get makeup session this in get that in small wardrobe small room so go dey watch wetin you man like you go for know wetin me partner like friend for surprise even if you say hey baby left you know for do and say no one tell let me self do am you understand I make me I keep talk I like say this not so the beauty just outside beauty is not about your outside inwardly also so try for do that today
okay but it's the truth though it's the truth but I like the fact that then they listen but these are things that EB say in need for everything. And another thing also I want for highlights is the especially when it comes to men in Sierra Leone, and I know say the space basically not there for make a man then come on board for come and talk about what they actually they face in terms of abuse in the respective relationship. That's something very much lacking, and I feel that's a toxic culture tradition. Like being a man necessarily means say for express emotions or even talk about themselves, and that culture of shaming men for voicing out how they feel. Now sometimes society again let's go even as small as you see in a born boy picking some man the born boy picking the picking go they ask a young baby and not begin program in a wrong way. You know man no left this book cry. Like the picking the inside rapper, you don't begin tell and say, like waiting he even know first of all. And so that I can find so much flaw in that.
So even the work house. You say na gal pikin, no say na kitchen you for
Na
dey.
kitchen you for
Oda
dey.
say man no for dey na kitchen. I make oversee na in the humble dem. So on the way dem go now na YouTube they dey watch out for cook.
Me make respond can be say e no get mouth.
YouTube na dey watch out for cook because na way go now then thing no dey. And most of them say how they say so man and that way don't travel they take care of him pikin the way kaya now e begin say na the woman. You go in a situation the woman dey cook the pikin dey cry the man sometimes he sit down no more e dey pa check him mark with paper or they watch game. You understand? Then the woman ain't go come back he can't take him pikin. This that's why it happen mostly. We for share the responsibility. That's what they say.
Been to say they check him mark with paper. But is it true though? Is it true? I don't know whose kind definition of masculinity than they. Like for me, when he say, "Hey, na man," no, I'm like anybody, anything we get mouth. Anything we get mouth, you need for know how.
If I were go to help that woman, they go even if the woman self not go and lose you. One say they see you very special.
Yeah.
Say today na me dey cook. You like whatever you make. You like it pot.
Like super
yeah, but once now you cook, even if like in a home where you have children, they will feel appreciated seeing their father in the kitchen.
Yeah,
I grew up like that. Me papa, you know, sabi cook better. The only thing we sabi cook now that it get one butter stew we can make perfect.
Wow.
But everything else now wasa. any soup, whether na green na kenkeno, and me mama be the first sweet for it and say now you papa make and just eat the food. And then I learn as at the big say I just need for appreciate them because they actually they taking effort for contribute in some kind of way to we upbringing, not to the mama no more for the cook.
I think I don't know. That's the one of the like me core memory of me that me papa as well. It was like once he and me mama actually get plaba and he was like me picking the need for me mama say no I know they eat and he was like na me they cook today and a ball go one post only God knows. Only God knows how that ball go one pot. Me you eat some you taste the Maggi like the Maggi not even scatter inside the but it was not like after we don't cook now call we all they put some on big plates to all sit down they eat. It wash what they eat, they shaking it. It's sweet, eh? Like, it's sweet.
Nice.
And the charm Maggi, but it's sweet. But it's the memory, like the fact that it go inside wearing gown because you get this gown week you wear, so you fall and so they mix him. I'm like, you don't even know what they do. You don't even know what they do. But at the end of the day, it's that like the idea. At the end of the day, even like you don't pass off, you don't go. But sometimes like where they think about that, one of the things the way they pop up come and it be like, oh wow, this is really good. But something maybe say it not be like do them frequently, because of the gender norm, the gender role. Man not for day in a kitchen, a woman no more. And I think most times can only happen like if the man want prove a point to the woman, so you can once you go on I go cook. You understand? And sometimes if it happen regularly,
the activism then also a lot of people then can just sit down the OPN. Some man don't know the difference between gender and women's empowerment.
Yeah.
So when you again NGO say me na gender, but when you go you talk mainly on women's empowerment.
Yeah.
Gender na both man and woman.
Thank you.
And mostly we not even get people the way they talk in the interest of men.
No.
So we are painting them in a different brown. Like then are the bad evil, this that. And I can talk always. If I don't go one for open me your NGO. Now two things I go open an NGO where they also talk to man them. I go also get an NGO where they look for aged people, you understand? Because some of them they get experience.
Yeah.
One say you take them and talk to young girls, they serve as mentor.
Right.
Everybody now, women, we boku. So what about the men?
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't serve them young guys the way they grow up. We need somebody for talk to them also.
Yeah.
If I think able stand out for the right thing, what you know. Some of them don't know.
Well, I think we always talk about women empowerment. If I'm not a woman, then we will do them alone.
Yeah.
It's a man and a woman thing.
True.
It's only when we come together, able combat most of them gender issues there. So, but time check almost 2 o'clock right now. Now 10:56. Wow. Just now we see 10:50. I don't know side like it's 10:56, but time not there again on we side. So we'll go on Facebook and actually take a look at some of the comments that we don't come inside before we say the last words.
Yes, indeed. We get a message from Samuel Sam Sise. He says, "Good morning, family." Mame Kagbo says, "Good morning, all." Hassan Jallo says, "Good morning. The conversation is interesting, really." And Ibrahim T. Koroma says, "Good morning to Radio 55 viewers and listeners. I love the discussion that's going on. Continue to educate us, guys. You continue to love your partners and take good care of them." IBT Koroma, the media follower and contributor in Bow City. Admin Smith says, "Good morning, Fry. Be asked waiting at the topic. I tell I'm waiting at the topic." And it says, "Education means to possess common sense." And where you be to talk about breast cancer. He said, well, that's not entirely true. Most men are aware of breast cancer and lots of women issues. I am one feminist that can stand the test of time. So Madam Bintu, take it easy on us men. Well done. Yes, indeed. But so we can make them balance.
Yes.
And the point we see they try to say, if you come up and free tongue, you go into them secluded. Yes, they find out, say, most of the man then they don't understand a lot of the women issue. If you find yourself as a feminist or somebody
he for she, kudos.
Yes, where you defend for gender or women empowerment,
we get them.
You
We get
understand
the good and bad side.
Yes, you'd able to understand a bit more. Hassan Jallo say it would be really nice and more interactive in such discussion to be inclusion, so that more views will be explained from both genders. We already don't talk that side, and Ibrahim J. Silla says, thank you so Radio Fry for educating us about relationship abuse. And then Abdul Tholi says, thank you guys for the lectures. It's so awesome. Abdul Tholi from Bo City. Those are all the comments.
Right, okay. The conversation today is really interesting. Thank you so much, Bintu, for coming and lend your voice and your expertise to this conversation, and for helping listening audience out there for get a better understanding. One will see you on subsequent shows. We're going to forget you on subsequent shows, because I know we're going to forget to demand a month. We'll call you back because you're the gender officer for World Hope. So you get vast knowledge.
Yes.
But before you go, your last word to listeners.
Well, my last word to listeners out there is that with all waiting we they talk, I just want to we get this easy thought. Man, love you, woman. Even in relationship, just love them and get the attention where you want, and you go inherit the respect from her.
Exactly. Ooh, nice, sweet and short.
It's short.
Tell you.
To the point. I think this is something we then can say, right? And say women, submission is something that comes to us naturally.
Yeah.
And a woman can easily submit to a man where he be say, he just show him say, he like him.
And he respect him.
And it comes naturally. So if you want to submit to you, say something is not being done right. But we'll come again tomorrow with another interesting topic now for continue for listening to the Breakfast Mix every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. until we see ourselves tomorrow. Me ready to talk to Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And I'm Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
No forget to go on the website www.55.life and take advantage of we prayer line. Until tomorrow.
Bye-bye.